And we're back with our week 2 football reactions. Obviously, Henry, this week was a crazy weekend. First off, one of these teams going to get some wins. Both the Giants and Jets lose, and they kind of swapped from week 1. This week, the Giants had the heartbreaker, and this week, the Jets didn't even look like an NFL team. Henry, how are we doing?
Not good. I mean, both teams had heartbreakers. The Jets game just went complete opposite. And we got into it a little bit last week about how maybe we should pump the brakes on what to expect in week 2 and that it's going to be a natural regression from the Jets. But I don't think anyone imagined it going this bad, this poorly, just horrible.
Because there was definitely excitement after week 1. I think social media officially saw – I thought of this. This was my first, I think, live emotional crash out after a heartbreaking game because I don't freak out over regular season baseball. Basketball, I'm not a Knicks fan, so I don't post my freakouts for those. And this one, I just let loose on social media. I think – and that's the type of game, man, that haunts you. I mean, it's a heartbreaker. I mean, you make an awesome – first off, that was one of the most entertaining football games I can remember just seeing. That Giants-Cowboys game. It was just arcade style, crazy play after crazy play. But here we are, man, 0-2 again. Both these teams don't have wins after being week one, everyone's kind of impressed with the Jets. And this week, I think there's less people impressed with the Giants because I think rightfully so because the Jets are a year 1 system. This isn't. But some people are trying to do the moral victory crap. I don't do that. I posted something on social media. Moral victories are very rare, and literally the only one I could legit think of a moral victory was Giants-Patriots in 2007 when last year, week 17, the Giants barely lost in a shootout, and of course they beat them in the Super Bowl. That's a moral victory. Losing a heartbreaking game is not a moral victory.
Yeah, it's one thing to come up with a quote-unquote moral victory for a team that you're not a fan of. If you're a fan of a certain team and you ride and die with that team, it's a win or a loss. You can't come away from a game like that and think anything other, have any other mindset. So, and I just want to go ahead.
I do think there is opportunity to grow on games like this, but with both these teams, I just don't know what to expect. Like last week, I thought the Jets were going to be able to grow upon that week 1 game. And hypothetically, you might think the Giants could grow upon this game, but the offense put up 6 points week 1 and 37 week 2. And with the Jets, both these teams, I have no idea what to expect from them from a week-to-week basis now.
Yeah, now, I mean, we came away from week 1 saying, well, now we know what to expect. Come away from week 2 with the complete opposite thoughts. So we have no idea what to expect. It's going to be a roller coaster of a season, but it feels like in about 5 weeks, we're going to be looking ahead to the draft and talking about a post-week 18 where the Jets and Giants are not a part of it.
Oh, I'm giving up on I'm not getting anything up for playoffs, but I just want competitiveness. I've already looked at the Giants schedule, and I'm trying to convince myself some of these are winnable games. This isn't the time to talk about the Chiefs game, but I think just based off this year, the Chiefs are not the Chiefs of old. I'm not saying the Giants are favorites to win that game, but I'm thinking that's not an automatic loss. I'm not putting it as an automatic loss, a home opener against the Chiefs. Do I expect them to win? Short answer, no, but I've already started to look at the schedule. Some of these games, Giants play the Vikings. I don't think the Vikings impress me too much right now. The Bears, that's a game they're not favored to beat. Patriots, I think I'm starting to find winnable games. Maybe you play San Fran when they have Mac Jones still. I don't know Purdy's injury exactly. I've really been looking for some wins. They play San Fran November 2nd. I don't know if Purdy will be back by then. Honestly, I'm not sure.
And honestly, the Mac Jones thing is kind of funny because that's the guy who Shanahan wanted in that draft. If you remember going back looking at him and Trey Lance, that's the guy Shanahan wanted. So Shanahan almost has his guy now in that system, and he played well.
He did. I mean, right? Shanahan, I feel like could put me at quarterback, and
exactly.
They wouldn't look awful. But I guess it's time to break down this Giants-Cowboys game.
Let's do it.
So I guess let's relive some fun and painful memories. So, I mean, the game started off with the Giants offense looking good, of course, that first crazy drive of James Hudson having 4 penalties in one drive, which has not happened this century. Not just for an offensive lineman, but for a single player. That's never happened this century, which is just horrible. This was the guy that I was probably shit talking last episode. This is the one offensive lineman that couldn't do this stuff. Has 2 false starts, 2 personal fouls, which is just inexcusable. And one of them, it was a deep Wando Robinson pass. What a great game. I'll give my positives later. But they get the ball to the 2, and he has the most unnecessary, linemen are on the ground, just late hit. And Dable is freaking out. Kind of the type of crasher that I don't know if a head coach, I get the situation, but Brian Dable's a crazy guy, a little impulsive. And there was kind of beef on the sidelines. But anyways, long story short, Giants should have the ball in the 2. They get the ball in the 17. They're a shitty red zone offense. They're 1 for 7 in the red zone, and they get 3 points. And do some math right there. That's the touchdown. They win the game. And then beginning, the defense looked pretty good. They actually held Dak to 2 3-and-outs. And once again, Giants got a field goal, felt like an opportunity to score a touchdown. And this entire time when this is happening, clearly the Giants were outplaying the Cowboys. If you were to watch the game, looked like the better team. But it was a lot of missed opportunities and penalties. You're like in the back of your mind, you're just like, they should be up more, man. They're not the better team. You got to capitalize on that stuff. And then they end up at halftime. First half kind of feels like a blur now just because of the crazy second half. But Cowboys offense started heating up, and really they never stopped once they started heating up. And it was 13-10 at halftime, and I made a little TikTok, and I'm like, yep, Giants are outplaying the Cowboys, but I feel like they should be up more. And those missed opportunities really hurt them in the end. They had over 100 yards of penalties in the first half, which is an undisciplined team.
I mean, those penalties from James Hudson alone shows the dysfunction of the team, the undisciplinedness of the team. And I think it just shows the way he crashed out on the sideline after getting pulled. I mean, any sane person would take from that and be like, yeah, I got 4 penalties on one drive, and some of them were just stupid, inexcusable penalties. I don't know if looking back on my football days. I mean, I haven't played since 8th grade, but when you get a false start, you have it implanted in your mind, don't do that again. And it makes you wonder how some of these guys get to that level.
Youth football stuff that was happening that drive, and that just can't happen in an NFL game, especially for a Giants offense that, then not a very explosive offense, but God, that's changed throughout the game. A little bit of surprise, but hopefully this is the last time I'm ever talking about James Hudson, because that guy should be cut. He is on a contract. This is not a training camp invite. He is on a 2-year deal, and this is what's very obvious. So Marcus Babu, shout out to him, 5th-round rookie, stepped in, and the offensive line looked better right away. And you're thinking to yourself, so why wasn't this guy playing the entire time? This is, in my opinion, clearly, unless obviously Marcus Babu was the better player, better fit for this offensive line at left tackle. We're not the practices, but it doesn't add up. Right away when he goes in, it looks way better. Clearly, this is Joe Schoen saying, hey, I paid this guy. We got to at least play this guy until for a bit. And it feels like a very GM reason why he was playing in the first place. Because there was no reason for him to be playing after his week 1 performance. He was awful. And I think that's what frustrates a lot of fans, because not only is he undisciplined, he just sucked.
Yeah, and when you have a guy like that you bring in and you're paying more, and you kind of put yourself in a position where you're like, I have to play this guy, then I feel like fingers should start being pointed at the GM, and there should be more of a conversation about if he's the one to blame for.
I mean, there's a lot of. I don't know if I could go fully into management week 2, but that's definitely a big issue. But I just thought it was so interesting that I just think it's very obvious this is a GM call where this guy's playing in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. It's different going in on management week 2 when it's year 4 of this regime.
Yes.
And it's like this. So I don't know. I feel like that. I feel like you can go in on things like that.
I know. I just will drive myself crazy.
I know.
It's I got to focus on the game. But so I mean, positives. The offense was moving the ball. The pass game was awesome. I mean, Russell Wilson. I got to give tons of credit to him. He played the best game he's played probably since Seattle. Unfortunately, two of the memorable plays from him will be the overtime mistakes he made, but I just can't blame him at all. He did everything he possibly could. 450 yards, 3 touchdowns, and that moon ball is just as beautiful as ever. I mean, connecting just the Giants were an explosive team, and it's just something fans haven't been able to enjoy in a while. I mean, tons of deep balls to Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton had a few. And I mean, the offense was moving, and I didn't think it was possible. So that was just really nice to see. Seeing a quarterback play that well for the Giants, making winning plays, which should have been a few game winners plays, but Shane Bowen and the defense kind of sold that.
Wan'Dale Robinson really impressed me in this game. I mean, I feel like we've talked a lot about the potential he has, and that's a guy who hits close to home for us because we went. I went to the University of Kentucky. You go there. He went there. He was there my freshman year, so that's someone who I've always followed really closely with the Giants, and it was nice to see he almost like broke out. He's always had potential, but he almost like broke out in this game.
The deep ball stuff was I saw he had 3 like 25 or 30-yard plays and more. He had 3 in his career prior to that.
Jesus.
So I mean, Russell Wilson, I don't blame him. I mean, that's Russell Wilson brings something to like a deep ball factor. And I remember Wilson actually even said in training game, he was like, I think Wan'Dale has a lot of deep ball potential. You like hasn't been shown his career yet. He's like kind of reminds me of Tyler Lockett. And if you squint in your eyes at some of those plays, like, oh wow, that's Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett. And I've seen a lot of the media talk about how Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson could be one of the better duos in football. And that duo does get me really excited for future games because, I mean, it was lethal. I mean, Malik Neighbors that guy's a freaking gamer, man. He's just one of the I think he might be in top 3 conversation already. I think top 3 might be all LSU players. I really do.
I agree with that. Malik Neighbors is the type of player where you could have no one out there on the field and he'll find a way to get open. He'll find a way to find a soft spot in the defense. You could force feed him. You could have 2 guys on him and force feed him. Just get him the ball, and he'll make something out of it. And that's, I mean, we saw that a lot with the Giants offense last year where they really didn't have anyone else. And he was the reason that they would do anything on offense at some time last year. So,
yeah,
and that is extremely high praise from Russ to be calling Wan'Dale, saying that he looks like Tyler Lockett out there.
Oh yes, I mean you saw it in this week 1 game. Week 2 game. He made deep plays. He had an awesome game. I mean, back to Malik Neighbors, the play he made at the end of the game, which is such an awesome throw, should have been a game winner, and he's literally has a hand in his face mask. If you look at a certain replay, he can't even see it. It's just an awesome superstar receiver play. I mean, this guy's a gamer. I mean, the offense was just really exciting to watch. I mean, the second half, so many clutch deep balls. You even saw a Jackson Dart package in there. And so we did get some Jackson Dart today, yesterday. But so Dart won't start this week, obviously. But I still think it's week to week because, unfortunately, for Russell Wilson, the Giants' record is going to be justifiable enough to put the rookie in because they owe nothing to Russell Wilson, like we've mentioned on the show a few times. But, I mean, you saw a little Jackson Dart package, and I did think Brian Dable used it a little bit because it was very obvious because of the game Russell Wilson was having. You weren't going to have Jackson Dart throw any balls because, like, what's the point of that? But the first play that he did it, Cam Skadby had a massive run, and you could just tell the threat of Dart taking off compared to Russell Wilson. Really, it was the best Giants run play of the year by far. So it kind of got me excited for, I think Dart just, once he's in, the run game will go because the Giants' run game is still really bad. And Cam Skadby, I'm kind of surprised he's kind of taking over as the lead back for Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why with the youth he brings, and it's almost just like a change of pace almost. And the Dart package, that I didn't think anything of it last week when they were saying that they have a dart package, and I feel like that's all that it was just using him as a decoy. I don't think that there was really anything. They probably have things that they run off of what they did yesterday, but I don't think that there was anything that they were going to actually deploy or show their hand at. I think it was just using him as a decoy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it worked, and it was just a little. I think they kind of used it a little too much, though. It was like 3 plays, I think, for total, and I could kind of tell Russell Wilson was getting a little annoyed because like he's having such a good game on a heater. Yeah. But I mean, Russ did. I mean, the offense kind of did everything they can. I thought Theo Johnson had a good game. Who's a guy I've been giving a lot of hate. I mean, really, like the offense played great. Overtime, I mean, when Brandon Aubrey made the kick, I just think like that was the Giants losing it. Like the offense did everything they could. Unfortunately, with just the Russell Wilson experience, like you just felt like he was due for a turnover. Like that first off just a weird, bizarre fumble happened. That killed the momentum. And then an interception. He literally just said Malik's down there somewhere. And then the moon ball, what's tough about it is what is like it's so easy for a receiver to catch, but that also applies to the defense. So it's just a pop fly, and it's so easy to intercept when it goes to the defender.
And what, that was a third down when he threw that, right?
It goes a second down.
Okay, so if it was third down, I feel like you could justify that, just throwing it up there. But I mean, you still have another play to live. I think you're right. I think that was a second down. But I mean, essentially, it is like a punt, except you just lost a down. You punted early almost. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a bad play, but I think that puts a blemish on the great game that Russell Wilson did have. It just leaves a bad taste in your mouth because he had such a great game up until that point, and that one play, I mean, all really take from it at the end of the day because it was a losing play.
We haven't talked about the defense yet, which I have a lot to say about them. Offensively, I mean, they made all the explosive plays, but what kind of scares me just for the futures, because they didn't do the red zone offense is still bad, and like obviously the moon ball will be there, but the way they were scoring, they had like 3 30, 40-yard bombs of a touchdown. That's just not going to be there every week. Yeah. So I'd like to you got to see the short game improved. I think Wilson and Neighbors' connection was really there, but I mean, the defenses were actually like, no, he'll never start again, James Hudson. I hope not. I like this question, but I mean, the defense is the frustrating part for me because I truly believe, like you text me like Drew Phillips is making plays. You're watching this game like, wow. I mean, some of these Giants are making great plays. Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, I thought had really good games. Drew Phillips, I thought an awesome game. And look, like you're playing the Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, George Pickens. You're gonna give up some big plays. But I mean, I don't think it's a talent issue, man. I just think Shane Bowen is just a really bad defensive coordinator, and the Giants couldn't make the play. They couldn't get the sack. They couldn't get the stop to stop the Cowboys, and that's how they lost this game. I mean, I really blame it on the defense. I just think it's pretty much the game's on them, coaching and the defense.
Yeah, because I mean, we came away from last week saying that the defense pretty much did what they could to try to keep that offense in. The offense couldn't do anything, and this week it was kind of the opposite. It was more of a shootout. And yes, it's a defense's fault, and like that's who takes the brunt of this blame for this game. But also, I mean, that kick by Brandon Aubrey just unfortunate for the Giants. No kicker. Him and maybe Boswell on the Steelers are making that kick right now in today's NFL.
I understand that, but the way the Giants got to know their opponent. I thought it was they played very weak coverage, prevent, and like everybody's like, what are you doing? Like, do you not know who you're playing against? Like Brandon Aubrey is such a weapon to have. I mean, it's so overpowered because with the new touchback rules, which I don't necessarily like you have to get the Cowboys had to get 15 yards for his range, And if everyone was thinking this, like, if you're the Giants, why not bring pressure? Of course, there's the thought of, oh crap, CeeDee Lamb could burn me for a touchdown, which loses you the game. But for me, I would have a 60 or 30-yard kick for that guy is not that much of a difference. And I would have liked to see you use what you built this team, this pass rush, this defense you talked about all offseason. Why not send the pressure? And that really bothered me. And I just thought it was a lousy, terrible defensive coaching performance, which falls on Shane Bowen, of course, but also falls on Brian Daboll. I know he's an offensive guy, but he's the head coach. And it's just weird because, like, most of it, like, in the past, the Giants, past few years, I felt the talent difference was a massive reason why they're losing. I don't feel that about this year's team. I think you clearly are seeing the talent, explosive plays, the undisciplined plays, the biting yourselves in the foot. I mean, losing teams make losing plays. And that's what it felt like this game, because they make a great play and then they bite themselves in the foot. And they couldn't finish the job, and ultimately that's why you're 0-2. The Giants have the leading passer and receiver by yards in the league right now. They're 0-2. I mean,
that's crazy.
It's just frustrating.
It feels like the Bengals of last year.
I don't know what the hell to feel about, because week 1 they put up 6 points. It's just what's going to happen week 3 against the Chiefs? I just don't know.
It's insane.
It's just, I've never been more confused by a team. I'm just pissed off. And the Giants, now you got to both these teams. We're going to talk about the Jets. These teams got to go out and just get a freaking win, man. I don't want to hear about all this bullshit. Just get a fucking W and get a win on your record.
And this Chiefs game for the Giants coming up, it feels like a weak Chiefs team, but I can already see how it's going to go. The Chiefs are going to find a way to win. And after the game, we're going to be talking about, we should have known that this is just how it was going to go. Like, and the national media is going to be talking about, well, this was just a get right game for the Chiefs, and we knew how this was going to go. Like, we already can see the script for this game.
Well, I'm so curious to see how the Giants recover from this, because you could either I just don't know, because I think some of the players were crushed from the game. I don't know if this is a stepping stone in a positive direction, or this is just going to be looked at as a heartbreaking game to a crappy year. And I'm really curious how they respond against the Chiefs. It's a home opener, dude. Sunday Night Football. Like, play with this intensity. Week 1, they kind of just looked unprepared. This week, man, I thought they played their asses. They played their hearts off. And I want to see that against the Chiefs, because that's the least you can ask for. And I mean, you're not playing the old Chiefs. Like, you're not gonna be they're not gonna be favored, but I don't see this as an unwinnable game. I just don't.
I wanna buy myself into, like, being able by the end of this week being able to pick the Giants, but I just don't. I don't.
Figure out a way to get a win.
We sit here and say this isn't the same Chiefs, but they still have Patrick Mahomes. They still have
bad, dude.
Kelsey's a shell of himself, but
that's a name at this point.
Yeah, it is a name. It is a name.
I mean, the defense scares me, because this might be a Giants 9 points or 6 points against this Chiefs defense. Who knows what Giants offense we get? But I don't know. I have no idea what to judge about this game, to be honest.
If the Giants put up less than 15 points, this is Patrick Mahomes lead a last drive for a Harrison Butker field goal. Like, that's what it is.
You could already see it. Giants are up like 14 to 13, and then
And at this point, Travis Kelce is just a famous actor. He's not not a football player.
Well, you want to hear this crazy stat against kickers against the Giants? So in my rant, I mentioned it always feels like these kickers make these crazy kicks against us. There have been 7 60-plus yard kicks at the end of regulation or overtime to either tie or take the lead of a game. 4 of them have been against the Giants.
Jesus.
That's in the last 9 years, too. That's
crazy.
Fucking insane.
That is insane. That's just unlucky.
60 yards aren't easy.
Yeah, no.
It's crazy how good kickers are now.
Yeah, now, like, anything from 55 and in is essentially expected to make.
Well, that's why I just don't like this new touchback rule. I mean, these kickers are so good. Like, it's a 2 first downs, and there you go. You're in field goal range.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I mean, let's move on to the Jets, which I mean, what a stinker performance for them, man.
Yeah, Jets lose to the Bills, 30-10. I mean, I don't even know where to start. Nothing was good enough, just absolutely nothing. Michael Clemens should have been cut yesterday. I don't know what that defense was doing. You would think it was the defense came out with aggression and they were playing hard, but third down after third down, they just bit themselves in the ass, letting up these big plays, letting up these penalties. You would think on 3rd and 19, the Jets get a stop. Oh no, Michael Clemens roughing the passer. On a 2nd and 8, I think it was. They get a sack. Clemens breaks Josh Allen's nose. Mitch Trubisky comes in, and you would think, oh, that's a break for the Jets defense. The Jets defense are going to get off the field. Nope, Mitch Trubisky goes right after Sauce Gardner, gets the first down. Just absolutely fucking ridiculous. It was just an embarrassing loss coming off of last week, thinking, oh, we're just going to build on last week. Last week was a tough loss, but we kept it close the whole entire time. This reminded me a little bit of Sam Darnold's Week 7 game against the Patriots. Week 7 game against the Patriots in 2019. His seeing ghost game. I mean, it's hard to compare it to that game because Darnold had 5 turnovers, 4 interceptions. The Jets didn't have that, but I mean, Justin Fields did not play well. I think he had 8 passing yards late in the 3rd or going into the 4th. He obviously had to exit the game late in the game with a concussion, but he ended the game with 27 passing yards. The Bills put up 30 points. The Bills had more passing yards than he had points. And it's not even – that game was over at the end of the first quarter. It was only 10-0, but that game was over. Just the way the Jets looked, I don't even know. Aaron Glennon in his presser, he basically came out and said, we're not blaming this on the refs. Who was blaming this on the refs?
Yeah, what?
I don't understand.
You got your ass kicked.
I don't understand that take at all. And then every single question on every individual player, he said, we got to watch the tape. What, were you not fucking watching the game?
Yeah, I mean, this felt like a frustration game for a first-time head coach that just didn't know how to handle the media. I mean, was he scared to like just call out his players? Like, I don't know. I mean, Justin, I mean, holy crap, that's one of the worst keeping performances you'll see. I mean, 27 passing yards. I mean, wow. I mean, that just can't happen. It's your quarterback, and he's not playing this week, or they're preparing for him not to play this week. And you're getting, I guess I'll talk about this later, but you might have a chance for Tyrod Taylor to try to take that job because 27 passing yards is a benchable offense. I don't care about the week before. That is disgusting. That should never happen in an NFL game.
Tyrod Taylor came in on that last drive and had 56 passing yards alone. Justin Fields was 3 of 11 passing for 27 yards. Just, I don't even know. I mean, the Jets really couldn't. Sorry, the Jets really couldn't
worse than just the Justin Fields experience. Just real quick, like that's just bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, and he looked completely different than he did last week, where he wasn't hitting the open receiver. He was missing all of his passes. He was hesitant to throw the ball. When the pass was there, he held the ball for too long, and then wouldn't keep his eyes upfield and would try to run out of it. I mean, he had that fumble early on in the game that also kind of derailed the Jets' offense. But a lot of it, what it comes down to is that the Jets couldn't establish anything offensively. You know, I thought coming into this game, I mean, unfortunately for the Bills with Ed Oliver being hurt, I thought, wow, the Jets can really take advantage of this, establish the run. They'll march up and down the field on these guys, running all over them. And I called them a poor man's Baltimore Ravens. And what I learned from that is I should never, ever use Justin Fields and Lamar Jackson in the same sentence. Even though I cautiously said it's a poor man's Ravens run attack, I should never, ever, ever, ever say anything remotely close to that again, because it was just horrible. And it looked like a continuation on the Saleh era, which that looked like a continuation on the Gase era. It just was not. And I know it's game 2. You can't be making these claims.
Yeah.
But I am never going to get my hopes up until we actually see something, because that was just insane.
Any positive momentum you had from week 1 just gone. Just like that. It's just like with do you know what Justin Fields' QBR was?
Let me hear it.
1.1.
Like, dude,
that's awful. It's one of the worst performances in modern NFL. Like,
we could probably go out there and take a knee every time and get a better QBR. Well, I guess that would be 0, right? Was that?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But pretty much, I mean, I'm just looking up some bad Justin Fields stats. Justin Fields is 0-24 in his career when the other team scores more than 20 points.
And another thing on Saleh being a disciplinarian, the accountability he holds on his players. Much like Xavier Gipson, a lot of people coming into this year didn't think Michael Clemens should have made the team. He has all this aggression. He's a out of control player. And that's a guy who 2 years ago when the Jets got him, they thought, oh, they can hone this guy in and make him a great player. He's never, ever, ever been able to be controllable or coachable. And a lot of people thought coming into this year that he shouldn't even be on the roster. And there are guys, last week, Zadarius Smith got signed to Philadelphia. And yesterday, Jadeveon Clowney got signed to the Cowboys. Those are guys that are out there that you could just sign to a 1-year deal. That's all it takes. And you could cut ties with Michael Clemens. And now it's too late. And Jermaine Johnson got hurt yesterday. So now Michael Clemens is the guy that we're going to see on the field more and more and more. And yeah, I don't know. It's just that cutting Xavier Gipson last week and saying we are getting the bad apples out of here. If you make losing plays, we're getting rid of you. That was just too easy, because Xavier Gipson is a guy who shouldn't have even made the team last year. And then we have all these other guys messing up. Quincy Williams doesn't make winning plays, or didn't make winning plays these 2 weeks. He was the guy who James Cook broke the tackle against en route to that long touchdown run, 44-yard touchdown run or something. He had a late hit out of bounds in the game last week. Like, those are losing plays, but they're not going to address it because it's one of our best players that we need out there on the defense.
Yeah, this actually has nothing to do with the game, but since you mentioned Quincy Williams, it reminded me. Did you see that Jerry Jones called the Jets about a Micah Parsons, Quincy Williams type trade?
Quinnen Williams.
Sorry, Quinnen. Jesus, my bad. Yeah,
I know. I hear the name sometimes. I mix them, but that was crazy too. And it's a move that doesn't really make much sense for the Jets, because obviously we don't have anyone comparable to Micah Parsons. No team really does, besides the Steelers and the Browns. But it's just filling a position that we don't need and getting rid of one of our star players, one of our anchor
crazy
face of the franchise
trade. But yeah, back to the actual game. I just wanted to mention that because I saw Jerry Jones mention that. But I mean, what I thought about after so far, both New York teams combined their 0-4, and what both these teams did this offseason is they did the rent a quarterback thing. Both these teams have not been able to draft a quarterback recently. They've not been able to find a franchise quarterback. And this is what you get when you rent not even the best option, because occasionally you get, your Sam Darnolds and free agencies, guys that get multi-year deals. Giants and Jets went the kind of rent a quarterback strategy. This week 1, Justin Fields looked great. Russell Wilson looked bad. Week 2, Russell Wilson looks great, but costly plays, inconsistency, and Justin Fields looked terrible this week. This is what happens when you can't find quarterbacks. You find these guys that you just don't know what to expect from because they're inconsistent. And my point is, it's just so important to find the quarterbacks. And when these teams have to do this type of rent a quarterback strategy, you're not getting up winning games.
Yeah, and it kind of just shows the way teams are built and the way these quarterbacks get thrusted in there and not given a fair shake. Teams draft quarterbacks without having anything around them because those are the guys that sell jerseys. They're not gonna build out the rest of their team and then go find their quarterback. They're gonna find their quarterback because that's the guy that they can market, and that's what ends up like with the Jets with Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson. Total bust. I don't think he'll ever be able to. No. I think you could give him Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and the best O-line in the world, and he would still be a horrible quarterback. But Sam Darnold's an example of a guy who is a capable quarterback, pretty good quarterback, and same with Geno Smith. But they were put in such bad situations. Yeah, Daniel Jones. They were put in such bad situations in New York. And the Justin Fields situation, outside of he has a great O-line. Outside of Garrett Wilson, he doesn't have really great weapons besides Breece Hall, but he's a running back and can be used occasionally in the passing game. He might just be an example of a quarterback who will always show flashes of greatness and flashes of stardom, but will never be able to put it together and be that quarterback. Whereas Sam Darnold is a good quarterback, but shows flashes of stardom, but then also has bad lapses, but averaging that out, he's a good quarterback. Justin Fields will probably always be a below average quarterback.
Yes. I mean, I totally agree. I mean, I'm curious to see how the Jets look with Tyrod Taylor. I'm not going to lie. They are in Tampa this weekend. And look, I mean, they got to find a way to try to get a win because I know their schedule softens up later, but they can't start off 0-4, 0-5. Yes. I mean, I know who they have after Tampa.
I think Miami, which
that should be a win. And then you got Dallas, who I think is better than I think some people are still on. Like, people are just thinking the Giants suck, and like they're not realizing. Like, I think like Dallas is a pretty good team, which both could be true. The Giants could suck, and Dallas is a good team. But I think Dallas is a good team, so I think it's gonna be a tough game for the Jets. But they definitely lightens up. You Bengals without Joe Burrow, Panthers. You got Patriots, Dolphins, obviously twice. Falcon, like Jaguars, Saints. They do have a lot of winnable games coming up, but they can't start off 0-5 or like 0-4.
Yeah. We play the Patriots after. Wait, what am I looking at?
They play. Patriots. What's first? Did they not play them till later in the year?
What? Oh, I don't know why. The schedule I'm looking at, it has the preseason all the way to the left, and then week 1 is all the way. It goes.
Oh, that's weird.
It's backwards. Yeah. We have Tampa Bay, then Miami, then the Cowboys. So I think that's a situation where start off 1-3, and then we go to Dallas.
I think the Jets got to win this game this weekend. I think both these New York teams got to find a way to get a win this weekend if they want any shot at remaining relevant.
Also, after watching Tampa Bay plays today, so we'll see. We'll be able to pull a lot from that game and make a determination on how the Jets will play them. But watching them last week against the Falcons, I don't think the Falcons are. And after watching the Falcons against Minnesota, I don't think the Falcons are as good as what people might think because, I mean, the way they played Tampa Bay last week, they played Tampa very close, and
no one in that division
is really good. Yeah, so I don't know, and it's the Jets' old coach Todd Bowles.
Ooh, yeah, I'm kind of intrigued for Tyrod because Tyrod, of course, the last time he actually played a game really was on the Giants, and dude, Tyrod, like he had I was kind of like. It was once I finally gave up on Daniel Jones, I was like, let's start Tyrod. Like I was one of those people. Tyrod Taylor is a cannon and like he'll make some really impressive throws. So I'm kind of curious to see if he could kind of go off with Garrett Wilson. And he's kind of really different from Justin Fields because I think he straight up has a better arm than Justin.
Yeah.
He's not as mobile, and I think Tyrod does a little struggle with kind of the simple stuff, like the short passes. he won't make great plays at, but he definitely has a cannon. So I'm kind of curious to see if he could bring some juice to that offense that Justin Fields can't.
Yeah, I remember when he was on the Bills with Rex Ryan, I actually thought he was like the second coming. I thought he was going to be – I don't know why. I thought he was going to be like the next great quarterback.
That's funny.
But,
yeah. I mean, Super Bowl champion Tyrod Taylor, backup for the Ravens back in the day.
It's
been around for a while, dude.
Behind Joe Flacco. I think what it was I was so young and I thought he was like a young quarterback for the Bills.
You were younger then.
He was young.
That was really his first starting opportunity, though.
It was, yeah. But everywhere he's gone, he's kind of been the guy where if he gets hurt after 4 games and then the team brings in their young rookie. I mean, you saw it in LA with the Chargers with Justin Herbert. You saw it with Baker Mayfield in Cleveland. I think also Deshaun Watson in Houston. Don't quote me on that, but he did it. He's done it in a couple places.
Yes. So. No. It was Davis Mills in Houston.
Okay.
Tyrod. Yes, I know. Yeah. I know what you're talking about now.
He's always. I mean, it's kind of been a meme where he like unleashes the next quarterback.
But I guess we're kind of anything else you want to talk about these teams for? Kind of want to talk about a little nationally.
Let's talk about it.
This team that I think might be the most disappointing team of the year so far. I'm not gonna count the Chiefs, but I mean the Bears, dude. They're a mess still, and I'm kind of starting to like close the door on Caleb. Like what if he's just a bust? And that didn't like enter my mind until these first 2 games. I don't know if you're there.
Might be. I mean, a lot of the stories about him have been concerning, just like the way his dad is and how he didn't want to go to Chicago. He seems a little diva-ish.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And which is unfortunate because the talent he has, and he has great receivers around him. They've built up this O-line in front of him, and it seems like a quarterback problem more than anything else.
He just doesn't like his game's not translating in the NFL. He'll have really talented plays, but he has so many overthrows. The Bears are just. I mean, I thought the Bears were going to be good last year. This year, I still thought they'd be good. But man, they just have not impressed me at all. And I kind of don't understand why Ben Johnson went there. He could have went anywhere he wanted. Like the South's a tough division. The Bears are a losing franchise, mainly. I'm like convinced the Bears will never be good, honestly.
I'm not, because it's the Jets, Lions, and Browns. Those are the 3 teams that can't be good, and maybe the Chargers, who can show promises of being good and then break their fans' hearts. But I don't tie the Bears into that triangle or square of teams. I see exactly why Ben Johnson wanted to go there, because of the quarterback, because you have DJ Moore and Roman Dunze. That defense has shown some promise. You got there and tried to rebuild that O-line.
It seems like Ben and Caleb are kind of clashing, and their personalities aren't matching. I've been like, they're a team I tend to like follow, so I kind of like read upon, and everything I'm reading and like I've listened to some stuff. Ben and Caleb are like complete opposites of personalities, and Ben kind of prefers like the Jared Goff type guy who's like, not flashy, not necessarily the guy that's going to make these oh my god type plays, but gets the job done, which makes sense because look at the success he had with Goff. So I don't know, Caleb just can't do the simple stuff, and it's looked ugly. I mean, they blew that Monday night game.
Yeah,
straight up, that should have been a win. And
he's the type of quarterback who wants to go out there and make the big flashy plays, because the way Ben Johnson's offense works is there's flashiness to it, but you only unlock the flashy stuff when you can execute the simple stuff.
You can't execute the simple stuff.
Exactly.
So far in his career. He just hasn't been able to.
So,
I don't know. I'm just starting to think the Bears are going to be really bad this year, and there might be some hard conversations because, like, this is after year 2. Like, it happens now a decent amount in this era where that's it with these quarterbacks. New coach is already in there. It kind of is crazy to me that they just didn't fire Matt Eberflus last year, like before Caleb ever played in the NFL, because I think no one thought he was the guy then.
Yeah, because something like that hinders the quarterback's development
totally.
too, where unless you can take away from the season that he is horrible, you give him and Ben Johnson a second year and see if it works out. And then
that's
it doesn't.
My thing with the Giants. I mean, like that's been my thing. Like even what happens this year, like they're not. I don't unless like they're not. I don't think they're moving on from Jackson Dart. So why not just keep what they're building with Dable, and then if it's 2026. Like I just think it's a bad recipe, and hypothetically firing Brian Dable and then moving on with Jackson Dart. Like I just don't think it matches well. I think it rarely works out. I'm trying to think of the last example that. I mean, like I guess Drake May's doing it right now, but that's kind of I don't know with Mike Vrabel, but that's kind of different.
It's different. It's different because Vrabel is a proven coach.
The Jared Mayo's hire was just kind of weird.
For the Dolphins, I guess McDaniel and Tua.
Yeah, but I mean, look at that's ending. Like they're both those guys are out the door this year. I mean, they're a disaster.
Yeah. But they had their little run.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, a lot of overall, I think the Tua picks is the bust at this point. Over Herbert, I believe. Right? He was over Herbert.
Yeah, was Jalen Hurts technically in Philly before Sirianni got there?
Jalen Hurts was that draft class, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, he was. So, but he was second round pick, which
and it seemed like almost he was like a player where it's like, oh, he's got great talent. We don't know what he's going to be, because they still were holding on to their hope with Carson Wentz at that point. That Philly, it's crazy how Philly
this weekend for the Vikings.
Yes,
that's crazy.
It's crazy how Philly with Carson Wentz, how he can get hurt, and they're like, okay, we'll throw in Nick Foles to go and win a Super Bowl, and then Carson Wentz just totally implodes on himself, and they just have Jalen Hurts there, waiting to get thrusted into play, and is a Super Bowl quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, yep. That's what that. I mean, I give Joe Burrow. I mean, the Bengals might be cursed, dude. Now Joe Burrow's had a lot of injury issues. Now kind of thinking about it, his first year, and then he had another year of injuries. What year was that? Is that just 2 years ago?
2 years ago, I think. Yeah.
Yes. Now 3 months, but I mean, so hypothetically, he could come back, but who knows what your season looks like on December 15th? You're kind of 10 of the teams are already looking forward to their vacations by then. So
I think it's less of the Bengals being cursed and more of that they're just dysfunctional. Like,
yes, that's part of it.
I mean, a lot of the stories. What?
They're 2-0. It's just like they're finally winning in September, and Joe Burrow gets hurt.
That happens. I mean, you just hear the stories coming out of there, and I mean, no one's gonna knock at this point them drafting Jamar Chase over Penei Sewell, but that line's horrible, and then it leads to your quarterback not being protected, and then you have a franchise quarterback like Joe Burrow, where when he's healthy, he's amazing, but you can't get him any help on his O-line, and then you have him, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, but nothing else.
Nothing on defense. You can't really afford a defense, so they are dysfunctional.
It's like building a team in Madden.
What's up? I didn't hear what you said.
It's like building a team in Madden where we're like, oh, we'll just get these great weapons, but who cares about the rest because we're going to put up 100 points. And they think that's going to work in real life, and that doesn't work. So
no, not at all. Anything else you want to talk about, or you think we're good to wrap it up?
No, I think we're good to wrap it up. Maybe some Yankees. I mean, they went 7-5 through their quote-unquote gauntlet.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Blue Jays kind of don't lose. It's going to be a home wild card, I think. And I see zero reason why the Yankees should struggle. They should not lose a wild card series.
I think, I'm not worried about the Yankees in the wild card, but the one thing I'm looking for is Aaron Judge. Is he gonna show up this October? That's really my
They definitely need that.
Main thing. That and the bullpen. I don't worry about the starting pitching, really.
I don't really either.
I mean, it's just, and it sucks that we have to even bring up Aaron Judge's struggles in October, but that's really what.
His third MVP.
If we could win the wild card, and if Aaron Judge has a bad series, like we win in the wild card series, if Aaron Judge has a bad series, I am gonna be bought out on the Yankees.
Yeah, I remember looking. I think he plays well historically in the wild card round.
Okay, so we're gonna get back in,
but he's played 3 games. I think they've all won. But I think the Yankees can win a series in the wild card without Aaron Judge being Aaron Judge. But I think after that, they really they can't go any further if he turns into a 190 hitter.
Yeah.
So. I'm not even necessarily asking for the 330 MVP because I get it, playoff pitching, but
it's better, yeah.
He can't turn into that bad of a hitter though, for sure.
I also like what we've been getting from Caballero as opposed to Volpe. I mean,
he's going to be the shortstop.
Yeah, and I know Volpe's been really bad this year, and I hate to sit here and pile up on him while he's already down, but it's not even. I'm not even one of those guys who is sitting here attacking Volpe. It's just it's just a move that needs to be made, and it's for the better of the team.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, we saw it in the Boston series. I mean, he hit a home run last night where he's not out there for his power, but he brings a different level, different threat to the base pass when
he's also a better defensive player. He's
yeah.
better at everything. At this point, there's nothing Anthony Volpe brings to the table that should put him above Jose Caballero right now.
Then also the thing I like about the player type of Caballero is he's one of those scrappy players where Anthony Volpe is a prototypical baseball player. Caballero is one of those guys. He finds different ways to get on base, and once you have him on base, you could just unleash him on the base pass and have him run all over. Where Volpe, he his speed is a plus to his game, but he's not that type of player. I don't know.
Yeah, but
if that makes sense.
Actually, I'm not gonna fully close the door in the division. I'll probably say 90-10 because the Yankees have a 13-game stretch now where they legit could go 12-1, 11-2, and and Toronto is a 500 stretch, and then you could get it because they're going to be favored in every single one of these games, and especially playing these teams now too, because these teams are all looking forward just to vacation. You're going to see even worse pitchers. I mean, they're playing the Twins, Baltimore, the White Sox, Baltimore again. Those are all bad baseball teams. They should dominate.
No, yeah, I agree, and it's a few series that can really set the tone for October. Go out there, just mash these teams, and stay hot going into the playoffs. And yeah, I mean, I'm pumped. And then on the other side of the city, you got the Mets, who are pretty much imploding. I think their win yesterday saved them from a 9-game skid.
Yeah, but they're the last NL wildcard team, just no one's good there. So I think they probably still will limp in, but it's just not impressive stuff. They might be 83-79 and be that third wildcard team.
I mean, for a point on Saturday night, the Giants technically jumped them for the wild card, and then the Giants lost to the Dodgers. So
I mean, the Arizona Diamondbacks are 75-75, and they're just 2 games behind now.
It's crazy.
It's a bad. I mean, I feel like we haven't seen this yet with the wild card team, but with expanding to this many teams, I mean, you're going to get bad teams making the playoffs now because I'm not going to say bad, but 83 wins is not a playoff team.
It's like NBA records where you have teams hovering around and close to 500, and they have a legit chance to make it to the playoffs. So
yeah, that's what's happening right now. So the Mets, I mean, will they be able to turn it on? There's nothing this team has shown me that I just will believe in them. I'm sure they got the lineup, sure they got the names, but they have zero comeback from behind wins in the 9th inning, like or 8th inning or later. Like that's bad. And like I the Mets fans can't stand them. Their pitching's bad, so we'll see. Maybe they turn it on, but I just don't see it at all with this team.
I don't see it either.
I mean, they're gonna probably play the Dodgers, so they'll have the rematch with the Dodgers, unless with all likelihood 3-6 wildcard matchup. So that'll be a fun. That will get views. That would get more views.
And I don't know.
People want to watch. I mean, it's a rematch NLCS, so that should be a Dodger sweep.
It should be, but hey, what if I mean, the Dodgers aren't what the Dodgers were last year, obviously.
They're still the betting favorites, which is kind of crazy.
I know that is.
And they're going to be playing in the wild card round.
That is insane.
So
I mean the Yankees probably.
Yankees are. I'll look it up right now. I think the Yankees are tied with the Blue Jays and Tigers for the best AL odds. But let's just see. Yep, Dodgers plus 400. Oh, okay. It's definitely so. It's plus 450 Dodgers, and then plus 500 Phillies, plus 700 Brewers, plus 750 Blue Jays, plus 900 Yankees. So Blue Jays are the favorites right now, but I think the Yankees should. Yeah, I would pick the Yankees beat Toronto. I just think the Yankees are a better team, and I also like how much shit talking their announcer does, and so I just think that would be a fun potential series, which that will likely be the first ALDS, assuming the Yankees win the wild card.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny how earlier on in the season, the Blue Jays announcer talked all that shit about the Yankees and then kind of retracted it when Michael Kay was like, "Hey, I just like pointed out facts," and then, but it does seem like there's definitely some animosity there towards the Yankees.
Yeah, I used to not try to buy that stuff, but I don't know if you saw this. The Mets had their old timers game, and Bobby Valentine,
my dad,
called out Anthony Volpe for no reason.
He said something about the first baseman they had. He was like, "Yeah, we had so much confidence in him, and everyone in the infield had so much confidence in him." And then he's like, "You're seeing on the other side of or he was basically saying that the confidence was infectious." And then he's like, "You're seeing on the other side of town they have a shortstop that's not confident."
Just for no reason. I was like, what? Like, it's just like comments like that are just crazy to me. Like, no reason to say that about a 23, 24-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. Like, we give Anthony Volpe more shit than like all the shit he probably deserves, but like the kid knows he's not playing well. Like
and it's just like
I feel so bad. These guys don't need to hear these extra comments. They know when they're not performing.
And it's just like no one was even asking him that.
No, Anthony Volpe wasn't mentioned. There was no reason to talk about him.
It's crazy.
And he couldn't even say his name. He just had to.
It's also insane. Like Mets fans and Mets people, Mets announcers can say stuff like that, and the Yankees don't just randomly take shots at the Mets. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but I think that will do it for now until you good?
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
All right, guys.
I just want to remind the people on Instagram, go over to our YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube. It's a better viewing experience there. Thank you to everyone watching. Like the video, comment on the video, and this Friday we'll be doing our Friday mailbag. Follow us on everything. Like, comment, subscribe to everything. We appreciate all the support.
All right. See you guys.
See you guys.